On the 6th of September 2024, Kevin De Bruyne would speak out about the busy footballing schedule, saying that FIFA values money over the player's health and well-being. And just a few days later, on the 17th of September, he would go off injured in a Champions League match against Inter Milan. But just a day before this game kicked off, his club teammate Rodri would speak out about the schedule also, talking about how it's unsustainable. And then in the next Premier League game on the 22nd of September, Rodri would fall victim to an ACL injury, ending his hopes of playing for the rest of the season. And Rodri's international teammate Carvajal also spoke out about the schedule earlier on in the season in August. And he has now fell victim to the same injury as Rodri, a season-ending ACL injury. And this is just a few of the players that have spoke out about the hectic, busy schedule that we have seen develop in the last few years of football. Is this FIFA's way of trying to silence these players from speaking up about such a pressing issue? Or is it all a conspiracy theory now that we're into the spooky month of October? Let's find out. So we're back again talking about fixture congestion. Because I made a video last month, coincidentally before a lot of this stuff happened, and I was like, well, you know, fixture congestion, we probably need to do something about fixture congestion because it's going to end in injuries and it's not going to end well. And bam, look, we're here a month later and we've seen 4 players get injured after talking out about fixture congestion. And countless other players get injured that haven't even mentioned it. So, you know, it's almost like Rodri, De Bruyne, Carvajal, these players spoke their injuries into existence. They were like, if we keep playing at this top level, it's going to have effect on our bodies and our performance. And it's had effect on their bodies, hasn't it? And potentially their performance when they return from these injuries. Especially with players like De Bruyne and Carvajal reaching like sort of the end of their career, age-wise anyway, their career at the top level. You know, this has a real chance of hampering, especially Carvajal with the severity of the injury that he received. But, so, if I've spoken about it before, why am I back talking about it again? And it's because, obviously, new stuff has happened. We're getting these injuries to players that are speaking out about fixture congestion. And I just think it's time to talk about it again and look at what's actually going on here. So, obviously, football is entertainment at the end of the day, yeah? It is a sport and it is a lot of people's passion. But to the consumer, to us, sat at home, it is entertainment. Whether you're sat at home watching it on TV or you're going to the stadium every week and watching your team play. It is a form of entertainment, right? Which means it is a product. It's not just a sport, it is a product. And obviously, when you have a product, you want to sell as much of that product as possible for like the most amount of profit. So how do you do that in football? Play more games. The more games you play, the more eyes you'll have on the team and, you know, the more money you'll make, right? So, obviously, from a business point of view, I can understand playing more games of football. More games of football means more money for the club, for the competitions, for the organizations, right? But when you are releasing a product, it's not just about the quantity, it's also about the quality. Obviously, you always hear about quality over quantity. So, when you pay to watch Manchester City, Real Madrid, Arsenal, Bayern Munich, Barcelona, you know, all these teams, you pay to watch the best of the best. Because if you just wanted to watch football, you would go have a kickabout with your mates, or, you know, you would go watch your Sunday League team for free, right? If you just wanted to watch football. But a lot of the people that pay to watch these games on TV want to watch the best of the best, right? But what happens when the best of the best players can't perform at the highest level because they've been run into the ground and their fitness just isn't there? What happens if you go to watch Arsenal and Bukayo Saka gets tired after 20 minutes and can't complete any more take-ons? Odegaard starts taking, you know, loose touches, heavy touches, and his vision just isn't quite there because he's tired physically and mentally. You're like, well, I feel like I've just been robbed of however much money you spent to go watch that game, or however much money you spent on the sports subscriptions to watch it on TV. You feel like you're robbed of that money because the product you've been sold is not up to the standard that you had hoped it's for, or the standard that it's been held to, right? So when people say, oh, these players should stop complaining, they earn what, like £300,000 a week just to play football, what is like 10, 15 more football games going to do? People say that, and I can understand the argument. Yes, they earn a lot of money, and I can see why people are like, oh, I think it is so out of touch and so stupid for these people to complain about earning £30,000 a week just to play football, right? But these people will also be the first people to go, oh, this person's meant to be the best in the world. Why is he playing so bad? Oh, I pay my hard-earned wage to watch this. Why are they terrible? Why are they performing so bad? Because their performance levels are going to drop with the more and more tired these players get. And I think the perfect example I'll use is Erling Haaland. You look at Erling Haaland's performances at the start of the season. He's on 10 goals, right? Already this season in the Premier League. You look at how well he started compared to a lot of other players that either played in the Copa America or the Euros, right? Why is he performing at a higher level than these players? Because he's had rest. He's being able to rest. You look at him in his first season at Manchester City and then his second season at Manchester City. What is the difference? And even now his third season at Manchester City. What is the difference? He had a lot less rest in between season 1 and season 2. And in season 1, he also got a rest in the middle of the season when other players were at the World Cup. Am I saying that the only reason he's good is because he's had more rest than the other players? Of course not. He's an exceptional football player. But you can't help but link the fact that he has had more rest than most other European and South and North American players that played in their respective continental competitions, because he's had rest. He's come back more fresh, more ready to go, recovered, and he is ready to start the season. Where some of these players, you look at the Spanish players, you look at the English players that haven't had chance to rest. You look at Saka, you look at how much game time Saka's played, and of course Saka's on good form, very good form at the moment. But it was made a meme at the end of last season that he would always be limping, and this has obviously apparently been linked to an Achilles problem that he's been having. But he's yet to have been shown any rest. Played every game of the Euros, basically every game of last season, and he's playing in nothing League Cup games against Bolton this season as well. Where's Bukayo Saka's rest? It's not there because he's Arsenal's best player, and he's the one that all the fans want to see. He's Arsenal's best player, and he's a fan favourite. Everybody wants to see Saka play. And can you blame them? No, not really. But what's the impact that it's going to have on the long-term trajectory of his career? You look at Reece James. Reece James doesn't play football. Why does Reece James not play football? Because he never gave himself enough time to recover from injuries and always would be rushed back from injuries. There'll be plenty of times, you look at last season or even the season before for Chelsea, where they're fighting for nothing at the end of the season. They basically got nothing games for like the last 10 games of the season, and Reece James will come back from injury. And instead of just resting and taking more time to recover, he will play nothing games at the end of the season, which results in him getting suspensions and picking up more injuries. Meaning, when the season starts and it's time to press for trophies and titles again, he's nowhere to be seen. And that is because of the workload that either the team's putting on him or he's putting on himself. So, you can always sit there and be like, well, these people get paid this much money, they should shut up, stop complaining and just play football. But it's going to have effect on their performances, their mental and physical health, and also the product that they are producing. So when we're at a point in time, maybe 2-3 years down the line, and you're looking at the state that the Premier League's in, if we're at a point where teams are winning the league with 70 odd points, and everyone's complaining, going, "Oh, what happened to football? Do you not remember when teams were winning the league with 100 points? People were finishing second with insane totals of 97 points, and there was a 3-year run where the winners of the league had 100 points, 98 points, and 99 points. Do you remember that? What has happened to football? The answer will be fixture congestion and the negative impact it has on a player's health. And like I said at the start, when De Bruyne said that FIFA, UEFA, all of these corporations, organizations value money over the players' well-being, he was correct. Because more games, more competitions, the Club World Cup, Champions League, Conference League, Europa League, League Cup, FA Cup, Premier League, all of these competitions mean more money to the clubs, organizations, and sponsors, right? And even the broadcasting networks like TNT, Sky, ESPN, etc., right? It means more money to all of them. And the world is fueled by money. So, of course, they're going to do it. And it means more money for the players as well. But do these more games come at a cost to the organizations, to the broadcasters, etc.? No, it doesn't. But who does it come at a cost to? The players. So I do think that the players have every right to speak out about fixture congestion and the way that the football schedule is run at the moment. Because we're now seeing the effects of it. At first, everyone was just like, oh, Rodri just needs to, grow up. De Bruyne needs to grow up. Son, blah, blah, blah. Whatever player just needs to grow up, get on with it. They're getting paid boatloads of money. But now we're seeing the effects. We're seeing the toll that it's taking on these players' bodies. And soon enough, every team will be missing their best player. Arsenal are missing their captain right now due to injury. And what did he get injured doing? Oh, he playing in what? Was it the Nations League or was it international friendlies? Either way, one's a nothing competition and the other one is a friendly. Arsenal are now missing their captain because of a game that means absolutely nothing. A game that he had to play that means absolutely nothing. We're missing Ake due to the exact same thing. So, let me know down below what you actually think of fixture congestion. And if you think these players should just stop complaining, or now that, we're now seeing injuries as a result to how many games are being played and the workload that's being put on the players, if you think maybe it is time for change. But please do let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you like the video, please do like the video. And if this is the first video of mine you're watching, please do check out the rest of the videos on the channel. But most importantly, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, especially if my videos keep coming up in your recommended tab, because it does say that a lot of people that watch my videos aren't subscribed. And, it's free. You'll get to see more of my videos and you'll also be supporting my channel, which helps me know that you guys are enjoying the videos and it helps me produce better content. But with all that being said, I've been Nathan, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Shut down cases, they belly dots to the can't see faces, chasing the bad guy chase it. You don't wanna be the one like Ace and like GTA trying to turn them out wasted. Aye, tell a bad bitch come break it. Body come mad, come shake it. Then get back to the basics, bro. Done shut down cases, they belly dots to the